Son of Dracula. It's about this chick named Kathleen who invites her boyfriend, Count Alucard, played by Chaney Jr., to her place, which is a plantation in Louisiana. Uh-oh. The South, 1943. This is gonna get really...
Forever lying Dixie. Oh, Dixie. Way down south in Dixie.
Anyways, the father of Kathleen dies the same day Alucard shows up. And Kathleen's ex-boyfriend Frank is starting to think, wait a minute. And he tries shooting Alucard, but the bullets somehow pass through him and hit Kathleen. Oh no! Frank confesses that he killed Kathleen to his doctor, and he checks himself into prison. But then the doctor realizes, wait a minute, Alucard? Dracula. They are one and the same. So in this film called Son of Dracula, there is no Son of Dracula, it's just Dracula. Fucking liars. So the doctor tells his other doctor friend about this, but then Kathleen visits Frank in prison, and she's like, hey, I don't actually like Dracula, I only married him so I could become a vampire. How about you kill Dracula, and then I'll turn you, and then we can live forever. And then Frank is like, well, I'll do the first part, but I still gotta think about the second part. So Frank torches Dracula's coffin, there's a brief fight scene, but then Dracula is extinguished by the sunlight. Then Frank goes over to Kathleen's casket, he's like, you know what, not really worth it. And torches her, because the people who made this film are fireflies. Well, actually, the story was made by a dude named Kurt, and his brother Robert took over the film and fired him 2 weeks later because sibling rivalry. This is a very alright movie. It's not as fantastic as the other two films in this franchise, but it's still pretty watchable. It's meant to be in the same, film series, but it doesn't really have any continuity because, well, duh, Dracula was meant to be torched in the last film, but in this film he's completely fine with no even BS reason why he's back. But this film does have a lot of firsts for vampires, like a actual on-screen depiction of a vampire turning into a bat, where Lon Chaney flies in as a bat and then transforms into a cartoon and then turns into Dracula. This is the first Dracula thing to have him turn into mist and to depict him with a mustache. Lon Chaney does a decent job as Dracula. He's still a fantastic actor. This just isn't one of his greatest portrayals. And of course, Lon Chaney Jr. as the son of Dracula is kind of funny, given that Lon Chaney Sr. was originally supposed to play Dracula in the 31 film. So who knows, maybe in an alternate universe, Lon Chaney did get the part in the original Dracula, and then in this film, in that universe, he actually is the son of Dracula, so it's like, ah! And of course, this film invented the term Alucard, which is Dracula spelled backwards if you forgot from earlier, which is a very common word in vampire films, and sometimes like a legit son of Dracula, like in Castlevania. Lon Chaney Jr. with Ghost of Frankenstein, 3 of the Mummy films, being the werewolf, and now this film has played all the classic Universal monsters. Bela Lugosi actually was interested in playing Alucard in this film, but Universal was basically like, old and busted, new hotness. Which is incredibly rude for such an iconic actor, but don't worry about him. Next year, he'll be in a vampire film unrelated, And in 48, Universal will call him back.